Hi everyone. This is Dr. Erin Caudill from the Neuro Collaborative, and I'm here to talk to you guys today about a new topic. Welcome all of you who are maybe back from previous talks, or if you're new, welcome to the collaborative. We're really excited to be doing these live talks for everybody, and a nice way to just connect with you guys and see if we can address any topics that you want to talk about. Anything that you want more interest in. We're doing a lot of cool things in all of our different practices in the Neuro Collaborative, so we're excited to get to engage with some of you and share some of our thoughts too. So welcome. So with the Neuro Collaborative, our mission is to bring together some like-minded neuro health professionals and really help us all to advance, and we're going to elevate each other, and we're going to bring ourselves together and advance neurologic practice. So we're really excited to be able to do that with you guys through some of these videos and our discussion. And if you want to learn more about the Neuro Collaborative, go to our website, www.iloveneuro.com. Awesome name. It's a great site, so just check us out, drop a line. If you sign up for our newsletter, you're going to get our first video that we had on how to carve out your neuro niche in a non-neuro world. So, I'm excited to see some of you guys here today. So thank you for joining. This is pretty fun. So today's topic is really about how you're going to become the neuro expert in your community. And there's a reason that we really like this topic. All of the people in the Neuro Collaborative are involved in our local community groups, and we just really take pride in helping to serve the community, find out what the community needs and how we can respond to them. So this is a topic that's close to our hearts. So Julie Hirschberg, Sarah King, and Claire McLean, and then myself, we're all involved in a lot of these nonprofit groups. So when I say how to become the expert in your community, that's kind of what we're talking about, is how can you get involved in some of the local community groups in your area and serve your community a little bit better. So that is the name of the game. So it's really about building relationships. And I know as a PT, we're all involved in building relationships, and you're probably really good at doing that. So this is just taking that another step. So you can build relationships in your one-on-one sessions with your clients. But if you want to have greater exposure and greater impact, then joining up with these community groups is a really great way to do that. And you'd be surprised, or maybe you wouldn't be surprised, but there's a lot of people out there who don't know that neuro-PT is a thing, even people living with neurologic diagnoses. So we come across that a lot. So as the neuro-PT, I think you need to take it on yourself to get involved in those groups and help educate the population, the public, about what neuro-PT really is. Okay, so that's your mission. I wrote a blog post about this topic as well. If you go to www.iloveneuro.com and click on our blog button, you can see my blog post as well as the other ones that we've written so far. So go on there, take our survey, let us know what kinds of things you're interested in learning about too, so we can all collaborate together. So thanks for joining. I wanted to give a little shout out too, because we join forces with a lot of the different local community groups in our areas. We've worked really closely with the National Parkinson Foundation. They've been awesome to work with. The MS Society as well has been really, really great to collaborate with. And the FSH dystrophy, the FSH Muscular Dystrophy Society, FSH Society, they're awesome to work with as well. Sorry, I kept butchering that. But that's where we work, that's who we work with a lot at Reactive. So they're really awesome, and just want to give them a little shout out. So when you want to establish yourself as the expert in your community, you might sort of wonder how to go about doing this. And I'm sure no matter where you are, even if you're in a rural area, I'm assuming you have someone who represents a community group and a branch of a community group that you can reach out to. So that's what you want to start thinking about, like what's the population that you want to help, and try to identify what group you might be able to work with and collaborate with, so that you can start establishing yourself as the expert and build up a mutual relationship with them. So your target audience might be population that you're already seeing. It might be a population you want to see more of, but identify what group that you can work with. I personally, and I think everyone at the collaborative really does think that the Neuro PT is the most important person to be doing this collaboration with the community groups. We're specifically trained and educated in knowing these diagnoses, what things people with the diagnoses must look out for or be aware of. So it's really nice to have a Neuro PT as the advisor, as the expert that people turn to. So I think that's a really huge thing, that a big reason why you should get involved in these groups. So once you get in contact with the group that you want to be involved in, there's a lot of different ways that you can start participating in them, just depending on what you want to do, how much time you have, and what your comfort level is. So I don't know, maybe you don't feel comfortable just jumping in front of a big symposium of 200 people and giving a talk. Maybe you do. That's awesome. But there's a lot of options. There's a lot of different ways that you can get involved and help collaborate with these groups. So it just depends on what you feel up for and what you want to try. So baby step version would be like when the community group is having a walk and you want to just host a table, and you're there, you're set up at a booth, and you can help educate people on Neuro PT. It doesn't even have to be like about your clinic specifically. We tend to go and just more and have fun. We bring props, we bring things for people to walk on and try their balance or play on. We brought prunes to the National Parkinson Foundation walk, which was really fun because you know how constipation is an issue with PD. So I think everyone appreciates a little snacky snack like that. We have a good time bringing our students there, leading exercise modules, and just getting people moving a little bit is a fun thing to do. So that's pretty low end, like participation. But if you go to one of these events, like absolutely get in touch with who's organizing it, get emailing with them, find out what you can do, how you can help, about your table, like let them know what you want to, or what they want you to have at the table. And just get to know them a little bit so that they know who you are, and at least you're starting to build that relationship then, okay? If you want to go a little bit further up the scale, you can offer to do a speaking engagement at one of their symposiums and do education. We've done those too, and that's a really, really great way to get in touch with doctors, get in touch with a larger audience, and let people know that you really are the expert and you really are skilled and know what you're talking about. So all of those I would totally recommend you to do. I can tell you specifically, like the MS Society has classes. They have really nice options of every year they have a budget. There's certain programs, classes, and workshops that they want to get out there. So they're always looking for new locations to do that, or instructors who could do it. I initially approached them about like trying to host one of their classes at our clinic, and then they came back to me and said, actually, we want to develop a course, a fitness course for people with MS. Will you be part of the team that helps develop it? And so that was a really cool experience to get to work with the MS Society and two people from the MS Society and myself. And we, over the course of several weeks, used research. We sort of designed a program, what it would look like, created the instruction manual. It was something they were going to kind of roll out nationally. So it was a really good experience to do that. And we got to host it at our clinic. And the nice thing about doing this was that I did some legwork and research and things like that on creating the content, but they did the marketing and they put it out there to their audience and brought people and did the collection of things and the lunch and all that, because it was a day workshop. So it was a nice way to sort of be involved in something like that. We got some new clients actually out of it, and but the biggest part was people really enjoyed it, and I got to be in front of a lot of new people who had MS, or even people who've had it for a long time who are like, wow, I've never heard some of these things before, or that's so interesting, or I think I need this work, stuff like that. So it was a really cool way to do it. So that's a nice thing to just reach out to some of those groups like the MS Society and say, hey, can we host one of your workshops at our space? And it might get you in front of a broader audience to do that. So that I would recommend. Those are just some ideas, and we're kind of winding down in our time, but I don't know if anybody has any questions on community groups or any thoughts or things that you've done with the community groups in the past that have worked well, or groups that you've enjoyed working with. We've always had a great experience working with the groups in our area and have really enjoyed that. And I know Sarah King works with some groups in Austin as well, serving on the board. And Claire McLean also was serving on the board of some Parkinson's groups. And that was a really nice experience for her to get that exposure. So if you don't have any questions, I don't know if I see anything unless I have to turn the camera a different way. But I'd love for you guys to sign up at our newsletter, www.iloveneuro.com. Go to our website, sign up, and you'll get some freebies. Check out our blog posts. They're really great. And we'd really love to hear from you if you take our survey. It's just a very, very brief survey of like, what do you want to know? What do you want to get out of the Neuro Collaborative? What can we help bring to you so that you can feel successful in your practice, or you can elevate yourself to the next level? So let's see, we have a question here. How do you measure if your talks were successful? Do you have a follow-up system after your community events? That is a really good question. If your talks are successful, I guess I always feel like, wow, I did a great job. That felt really fun. I think it was a success. No, I don't know. I think that's a good question. I personally haven't really done anything that's like formal as like a follow-up if the talk was successful. I think if you get clients, that feels like a success. So I know like after the MS workshop, we had a number of people, it was maybe 20 people who took the workshop, and we had, I think, 3 people come after that. So I thought that was a pretty good success rate. You might find like at your community events, you get a lot of people's names down. So like one of the things that we encounter when we have a table at a community event, you want to make sure to have like a sign-in sheet and get people to write their names down, their emails down, so you can collect all that and then follow up with them. So that's something that we definitely tend to do, is like get everybody's information, follow up with them, get them subscribed to your newsletter at your site or at your clinic, and keep them connected with you. It's a great way to build your audience a little bit there. And we have not really ever gotten like a ton of people as clients from these events, but we do feel really good about the fact that our email list grows, and we know that we're getting information and content out to the people, so that they're getting education, they're getting exposure, they're getting awareness of what we do, little tips that we can offer, and hopefully that's helping them to lead a more autonomous and a better life through that. So that's one thing that is really important that you do when you go to these events, is like make sure you kind of can grow your list of people and your audience. Wondering if you follow up on leads to become clients. So we follow up just through our newsletters and our MailChimp emails as clients. If we don't necessarily pursue people, like if they give us their information and they seem interested or something, we don't necessarily like go out and try to find them, be like, hey, I saw you at that event and like you should come in, and really try to get them on that. We just give them more content and information as much as we can, and then let them sort of do that process of coming to us when they're ready versus being pushy. Maybe that's just like us and how we're not like super pushy people, but that's kind of how we do it. I'm not sure if other people sort of are a little more aggressive or assertive or do it a different way to make sure you get clients. But I guess that really comes down to like your focus and reason for going to some of these events. And a lot of ours have been driven by like the desire to support the community organization a little bit, provide education, build these lifelong relationships, more so than saying like, oh, I'm going to get this many, I'm going to go to this event, I'm going to get this many clients. Like, I don't know if it's always like that fruitful if you try to go at it at that angle, but just more about spreading words and impact and building building that status as like, oh, I'm the person they're going to turn to. And you know, like in the future, if they need something, like they're going to come to you, they're going to trust you. It's about building rapport and trust. So that's kind of how we approach it. So, yeah, so definitely go to our site, iloveneuro.com/survey, fill out our 3-question survey and let us know what you'd like to hear more about. The other thing that would be awesome is we can continue this discussion and many, many more if you join our private Facebook group. It's Neuro Collaborative Professionals. It's a really great forum and nice way we can share articles, thoughts, and just open up the discussion across the board with anybody who has questions in their neuro practice or their potential budding neuro practice that they want to start. So join our private Facebook, or not private, I guess it's closed Facebook group, the Neuro Collaborative Professionals. You can search for that and get a discussion going with us. If you found this content or anything else that we have been sharing with all of you valuable, please pass it along and share it with your colleagues or anyone else who has a hashtag #ILoveNeuroSpirit. We'd love to just keep spreading our passion and joining up with other like-minded people in the future. So keep that neuro going. And it is the week of love, so just spread the love with neuro. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time. It's going to be Monday, February 27th at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. I believe Dr. Claire McLean will be talking on that one. So if any of you guys are going to CSM in San Antonio this week, we are going and we're really excited and we really hope to meet up with you. So drop us a line on Facebook, on our website, in our email, info@neurocollaborative.com, and let us know if you'd like to meet up and discuss some things and just get a cool conversation going. So thank you guys so much. Have a great night, and see the comments below for joining our groups. Thank you.